And I say this all the time. If you're new here, I've said this a million times. Fabulous, the Locks, Jada, all of these people are to me are local rappers, and they're just from the biggest city in the world. They are from the hip hop media space with the largest podcasts, largest radio shows in those spaces. So it's easier to seem like they're bigger than the world. But if you follow any of these people on social media, you don't sit here and see. Unless it's a Mr. Ruggs joint, you ain't seeing Fabulous really popping up doing any shows outside of. He probably go from like Boston to realistically. I mean, of course, he came to DC a bunch of times. Him and Jadakiss have been to DC a bunch of times. They may do a show at like Dre's in Vegas, but that's it. Like, you're not about to sit here and see, oh yeah, Fabulous hosting this joint in Houston, or he somewhere in Dallas, or he in Alabama, or he in Baton Rouge. Like, you don't see Fabulous booked for a bunch of those things. And the reason why I just had to kind of so when people hear what I'm saying about Lil Tjay and Fabio Foreign, it don't seem like I'm trying to discredit them because they are new rappers. No, there are older New York rappers who are realistically just local rappers as well, but you're just from the biggest city in the world. You can even kind of tie that into more modern day time. Before it was Lil Tjay and Fabio, it was Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda is just a local New York rapper who had a huge song, but it still was kind of almost just New York popular. And that's why when he came home from jail and he stood 10 toes, he didn't get the same reception as like Gunna got. It's a difference. Like, I'm sorry, I hate to tell people that, like, in the last however many 10 or 15 years, if you probably not a female and you come from New York, it's really gonna be just like New York for you and New York only. Probably only other person outside of that was probably Pop Smoke. So, but just that attitude and that little, like, I'm somebody from the Lil Tjay. And the crazy thing is, the dude who they try to hold their nuts on, that was on the streaming joint, he got a hit with DDG. It came out this Friday. What's the name of this song? And I should have said this when I was even talking about Academics, because Academics is one of those weirdo people who champion the Tory Lanez type of niggas. They got a song called Pink Dreads. It's DDG featuring what is his name? Plaqueboymax. And like I said, I didn't necessarily know who this dude was before this, but I knew the crazy thing is just how powerful, again, we're talking about TikTok, how powerful TikTok is. I kept seeing, like, because of course on TikTok, when they playing the song, you can kind of look at it. And again, when I'm talking about just how athletes make stuff popular for people, of course, Angel Reese and all the women from the WNBA who are about to be in Unravel, their season is about to come up. So they were doing media day, and a lot of they were going back and forth from doing using the Leangelo Ball jump, from using this DDG jump. And I'm like, I know they're not using the DDG jump with Tory Lanez. So I kept looking at it. I'm like, damn, where this song at? So I didn't see it. So then, of course, on Friday, it came up like, oh, this is the case. And the reason why I wanted to tie this in, talking about I could have tied this in with Academics and them. A lot of people love to sit here and say free Tory and all of this other stuff. And I do like the young man. What is his name? I'm drawing a blank, but the nigga who just dissed Joey Badass and he signed a TD, I believe, what is his name? Rayvon. I believe his name is Rayvon. I'm not gonna lie, he went absolutely, he blanked out on that freestyle. And I'm not gonna lie, that our box mall, like a Temu box, was crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That bar was insane. Like that, I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah, that bar was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was Maul, I would have me and Slim would have to bump into each other like extremely fast. But because that bar was crazy. But anyway, with all that being said, he even had a bar for DDG and Tory Lanez, because I'm not gonna lie to you, that was the perfect example of people love to say free Tory Lanez, but niggas don't listen to Tory Lanez music. Because again, I tell y'all, rappers don't want to keep putting out music expeditiously fast, like right behind each other. You just literally put out a song. People was kind of like, you thought that because I'm sure DDG is an internet nigga, you thought you see so many people on the internet screaming free Tory, let me get a Tory Lanez verse from jail, people was going to listen to it. No, niggas not listening to it. That's literally just some internet bullshit. I'm telling y'all, literally it's just on the internet where people say free Tory and it never travels to people actually listening to Tory Lanez music. So I don't know. I kind of don't know what to tell y'all. Like, Tory Lanez put out a lot of music, and for him, so people kind of try to celebrate. Oh, he got this one song. They got 1 billion streams. Yeah, but look how much music he put out. Dog, this nigga put out a lot of music. So for one miscellaneous song to randomly, oh yeah, got a couple 100 million views on, or this song got 1 billion, cool. But what about the other 100 songs that he put out right around that same time? So again, like I said, DDG, it kind of backfired on him. But again, the good thing for him is, hey, TikTok, he found the little pot and they put it, and that song went. So that, again, I'm tying all that in because the Plaqueboymax dude was the young man who asked Fabio Foreign and Lil Tjay to stop smoking in his Airbnb, and them niggas tried to just get disrespectful with him, carrying. Both of them went on their little rants. Let me tell you something. And then the crazy thing is, I kind of almost was about to say, damn, I wonder will weed kind of become unpopular after a certain generation? And why I asked that is because you said no. But the reason why I asked that is because I feel like the newer kids are kind of more just on some, oh, come on, Washington. They're really on some peel stuff. Because even just like, what's the
reason why I say no, because I mean, shit, the hippies, the wood fest, all that stuff. Look how long that's been. You know, weed's been around for shit since the 70s.
Yeah,
so
but
I don't see it.
Wonder, do it just I just feel like it just kind of not as like who is the new modern day Snoop or Wiz or Currency? Like what's the for their generation? Like who's the new dude that's really making his brand off of smoking weed?
I don't think you need to make a brand. I think that's just the thing. I mean, you see how the bags and all that, like they got the bag. You know, I feel like that's the smoking on the ops and all that like that. That's why I say I don't see.
But I hear
that's
you.
The new generation, right?
No, I get what you're saying, but my thing of it is still like what's the like I don't necessarily like most of the popular, especially street rappers, their thing is more off of the popping perks or sipping lean or whatever. I don't necessarily know too many younger rappers is really kind of like making their thing about weed, and that's even for them. I think that's why they even caught a backlash because I think a lot of people was like, bro, it ain't that deep to be like you couldn't sit here like y'all on this young and on his platform and you acting like you come on touchdown. That's what I'm talking about, Jalen Daniels. But yeah, I don't necessarily just know. It's just to me, it was corny. Just even like I said, even if we never die down cool, whatever the case may be, that could be just me just thinking too much. But still watching that video, it was just like, bro, why y'all making it like a big deal? And you only acting tough with him because it's 20 of y'all niggas in his room. Like that's my only thing where that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves with rappers. Like it's a difference between like 50 Cent and Jim Jones, even if you're not saying just height wise, but physical man frames. Those two are larger men. For a man, they are two they're two larger men. Like 50 Cent work out, and even since 50 Cent has been having this back and forth with 50 Cent and Jim Jones been having this back and forth. Of course, Jim Jones always posts his workout videos, but his captions be a little bit more spicy the last couple of days. Like he been doing his dips and pull-ups with this big ass fucking super strong ass chain around his neck that kind of remind 50 and Cam like, nigga, I get active. For even with Lil Tjay, it was like, even I seen that back and forth, and I get into the situation with him and Offset, like, bro, niggas and literally almost took you off of earth. Like, for you to sit here and be trying to play with somebody is crazy to me. Like, that's what I don't respect. Like, nigga, like, let's be serious. Like, a nigga literally almost turned you into a rest in peace t-shirt. Like, relax. Like, you trying to do too much with a streamer, and you literally was on a goddamn pit. Like, a nigga put you on a shit bag. Like, what are we talking about? I don't respect that. I don't respect because you got 20 niggas with you. You trying to be tough with a streamer. That's corny, dog. Like 504, that whole little that you had a one song, you was a one-hit wonder, and it's been cold for you for a long time. Like, I'm just not a fan of niggas acting like you cool because you on the jump with a streamer and you trying to be tough. It's 20 of y'all niggas. I'm 100% positive that little streaming nigga would have packed both of y'all niggas up if it was just y'all and him in a room together. Like, stop, dog. Like, that shit to me is corny. And sometimes you can tell just as a man when I'm talking about the academics thing, it's just certain behavior from men. I know for a fact a nigga smacked the shit out of Lil Tjay. Like, you just too small. Like, nigga, you too small, you too fragile. And even like when it was time for you to be outside, a nigga clapped you up. You was laying on a hospital bed asking for thoughts and prayers. Like, you can't ask for thoughts and prayers and literally sit here and try to play big with a nigga for asking you to not smoke no weed. Like, that should be corny to me. Like, that's the shit I can't never respect niggas who got picks and you trying to play tough with somebody who just literally, and y'all on his platform, he doing y'all a favor. Because like I said, I listened to that song to him and DDG, I listened to that shit all weekend. I couldn't tell you that I definitely couldn't tell you the last Lil Tjay song I listened to. I like the joint that Fabio put out with the what's the little group of New York niggas. And most people didn't even like that song. I just felt like it was something that I liked that I put in my gym playlist. It was him and the 41 dudes, and they had a little song. I forgot the name of the song, but it was like I liked it. It was cool. I added it to the gym playlist, but that shit was corny to me. I'm just not a fan of niggas trying to play tough with niggas who just like, I'm just trying to record my streaming joint. Y'all sitting here like making it a bit like I asked you to, like, come on, dog. It ain't that deep, especially not when it comes to smoking some weed. To me, that shit was just corny, and it's just certain things that just be like, all right, though, whatever. But yeah, in the other news, real quick, while I be talking about what's his boy name? Lil Tjay. Lil Tjay basically is sitting here. And the crazy thing is I had it on my topic list last week, and it was a screenshot that was floating around, but supposed to been going back and forth between him and Offset. He was supposed to have allegedly lent Offset some money at a casino, basically saying that Offset was pop. He was in the casino, he was going out bad, and he was asking people for a cash app, can he borrow money, whatever the case may be. like I said, I don't know. I don't necessarily know how Lil Tjay make his money. I'm not saying I'm not gonna say he lying and this couldn't happen because I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know Offset, so I'm only going off of the story. And Offset is one of those people who kind of really don't really address certain things because, like I said, even with the Offset stuff, when it came between him and 42 Doug, or when it was Offset in the situation with Lil Baby, like some of them things he never really addressed. And that was one of the reasons why I told y'all when I was listening to the Lil Baby album, I kind of was like, damn, did Lil Baby crack Cardi B? Because I'm catching a couple Offset disses in this Lil Baby album. So like I said, I don't necessarily know. So basically, he sit here and said that Offset was asking him for money. So when I guess he was asking Offset for the money back, and he was coming like super aggressive in the DM, and Offset was like, "Nigga, who you talking to?" And Offset kind of addressed him basically on the same thing like I just said, like, nigga, who you playing with? Like, you literally somebody in this damn near smoked you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you talking crazy? Some of you will smack me via text like somebody basically just didn't sit here and shoot you just a couple years ago. Like, what are we talking about? So like I said, again, that Lil Tjay situation, I'm just not a fan of just how New York people just act and move, but it was really just throwing me off because it was just like, bro, he was super aggressive and acting like niggas is riding around listening to Lil Tjay. Like, that's not a thing, dog. Like, that's not a thing. And it's a difference between, like, I could understand if A Boogie act like that, because the difference between A Boogie, like, you could probably, some people may maybe even argue like A Boogie is not as big to the rest of the world as he is in New York. But the difference between A Boogie and Lil Tjay is I've seen A Boogie literally perform when Summer Jam was still at MetLife Stadium. That's a football jump. Seen the whole entire crowd rap his stuff word for word. When they moved to the Barclays Center, I seen him perform it. The whole entire crowd, word for word. So you talking about the Barclays Center probably hold like 17,000 people, word for word. I seen him do it Madison Square Garden. I think Madison Square Garden hold like 19,000. I've literally seen A Boogie with the hoodie perform in front of large crowds, and they go crazy for his jump, word for word. I ain't never seen that for Lil Tjay. Fabio had a second, like I said, with the A Big Drip. Yeah, you had it for a song, but it ain't been like that for you since. And that's why I think sometimes you should be humble and be careful on how you because you need all the fans you can get, especially if you are in the entertainment business. Your business is not to rub people the wrong way. So you come off very arrogant to somebody who is like, for most streamers looking outside, excluding academics, most people look at like streamers like, oh, these is harmless people. They just in the house kicking it with their audience and just building up an audience. And most of the time the vibes is right. So for you to kind of disrespect somebody in that totality, it just becomes corny and it rub people the wrong way and make people just be like, I'm cool on you. I don't want, like,
the fact that you came to his where he's recording at, just like, dog, I get if it was your spot, you know what I'm saying, then cool, but you're at his spot, just be like, all right, go outside. Like, that shit, I don't understand it.
But because I think it's just sometimes it's just one of those things where it's just because you feel like you're a rapper, or because you're with 20 people, because you're with 20 people, so you're trying to basically you fake trying to press somebody or trying to carry them because, oh, it's 20. I'm in here with 20 people and it's just you and your man. And that's how, I mean, like, even if it wasn't somebody recording, that's just how niggas act when you have the numbers in your favor. People always towards to try to play big with the person who may not have as many people with them. We'd have seen that in the club. If you just talking about just going to a club, and if your neighborhood deeper than this neighborhood, niggas just always try to act a little bit more froggy because your neighborhood is deep this week, and then you'll see the cards completely reversed. Guess what? People never gonna forget. And this is just for people like, if you live in the DMV area and you've been to enough go-go's, especially when you was like younger, like the early 2000s, that used to be a thing. Like, yeah, you acting crazy right now, but if you follow a band, like, let's just sit here and say, yeah, you acting crazy because TCB playing closer to your neighborhood on Wednesday, but the better night is a Saturday, and we be more deep. Like, I'm gonna catch you. The tables will constantly turn, especially if you're only playing the numbers off of, I'm only acting this way because I got a lot of people with me. Because you're not gonna always have a lot of people with you, and especially for rappers, go listen to enough Jeezy interviews. Jeezy be like, man, when I first came out, I used to be 50 deep all the time, but then 50 deep. Now you become liable for these 50 people. Now these 50 people come more responsible. Now, if we look at Lil Durk, look at fucking Young Thug, look at YFN Lucci about to come home later on towards the end of this month. The more people you got, the more people you got around you are willing to crash out for you. Those people become more of a liability, more of a responsibility. So eventually, I'm trust and believe you press this dude out on camera, he's never going to forget that as a man. So the next when he one day catch one of y'all niggas by yourself and the tables may have turned, he may get a little bit more popular as a streamer. Again, like I said, I like the song he put out with DDG. He might catch Emma, that may become a hit. He might get him some extra money. Y'all trust and believe, I promise, listen to what I'm telling you. 504 and Lil Tjay, come in close. Your career is on the decline already. I don't get, and let's be clear, just because you see rappers with jewelry, that don't mean their career ain't on the downcline. Mm-hmm. Just because you see rappers counting money, trust me, I've been an outside nigga. I could literally have my whole life savings in my pocket or in a shoebox, and I can count it on camera all the time. That don't mean I got more than this. And I think a lot of people, if you have never been one of those type of people, you don't understand it. I seen Finesse 2 Time, he was catching hell on social media for that, but his shit was even way cornier because he literally took money out the bank. Like he had literally bank money and open it up and then counting it, and people was dragging them like, bro, what's the it's 2025, what's the point of you even doing this? But again, that's just a whole nother story, because I do think sometimes when people see certain things, and I think that's what rappers try to do, to try to make people feel delusional, like they'll do, and it's a story even about when T-Pain and Future had a fallout and DJ Khaled because of the I hopped in a new Bugatti, and I believe, and for that video they rented T-Pain Jones, and him and Future had a back and forth because of that. Just because, like I'm saying, sometimes if you don't know none of the backstories, or if you've never been outside and an outside person, it's easy to get caught up in the delusion of the way rappers portray themselves. Because that's their job. Their job is to be like, hey, I'm macho, I got all this bread, y'all niggas is broke at home and you watching me because I'm balling, I got on all these chains and all of this. Yeah, that's cool. You could have, listen what I'm saying. It's endless.
What's name just did? Kodak Black.
What you mean? Kodak Black did what?
He exposed somebody, one of them rappers for taking a picture in front of his car.
Jack Boy. But it's them too, but that's because that was because he basically was sitting here saying, Jack Boy was trying to make it like he was pressing, like Kodak Black was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, and he was perping out, and he took a picture in front of his car, and Kodak was like, nigga, my car just be parked here any regular day and the doors be unlocked. Like, this is not like what you, but you, like you said, I'm glad you even put that to the tent. That is the difference, because people can try to make stuff portray or seem a certain way on social media. But again, you could hit a lick tomorrow. You could get in a car. I mean, I know endless people who do this. You could hit a bank move tomorrow, go buy a bunch of jewelry, and then you got the jewelry for life. You never got to get that jewelry up. But you could be up 50 bands. You could spend your whole 50 bands on a bunch of chains, and you could be popped. You might not have another dollar to your name, but you got $50,000 worth of chains. Every time you get on your camera, you could talk, and you can look up, and you could really be on your head for real. But that's just my whole thing, where most people won't look at it like that, and most people won't critique and be super aggressive with their opinion towards Lil Tjay and Fabio Form, because you may feel like, I haven't made it to that level of as a rapper yet. But to what level? Because like I said, I'm judging it off of where do the music actually move outside of New York. Because if you wasn't from New York, would we be talking about them? I don't necessarily know, because I feel like a lot of these people, they get the extra grace because the Breakfast Club is here, Hot 97 is here, Funkmaster Flex is at Hot 97, Joe Budden is here, Rory and Mal is here. It's a bunch of other people who got bigger platforms, where if your manager rubbed the right elbows, it'll help you stay in certain conversations that realistically your music career and your music status don't even deserve you to even allow you to be talked about. Because niggas ain't really listening to you. You really ain't getting booked for no shows. And while we kind of just talking about music and I'm all over the place, shout out to Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow, two white boys that smoked it for me over the weekend was Jack Harlow put out this song called Tranquility. And rest in peace to Mac Miller. Mac Miller put out a $5 pony ride. I'm not going to lie to you. That was Mac Miller. That Mac Miller song was one of them Jones where I was like, oh, this is one of them songs. If you again, because when I forget who me and you was arguing, we was arguing about Leon Thompson, and I was just talking about the music. That Mac Miller song, I don't even know what he said, but it was the music. Like when I'm talking about the music, I'm actually talking about the instruments that they were playing on this Mac Miller song. It was just like, I was like, damn, this shit hard. I don't know who playing these music behind on these, like the instrumental, but I ain't gonna lie, they was smoking it. Like that Mac Miller shit, I was like, damn, this shit is hard, dog. And I ain't talking about what he was saying, because I don't know what he said. I can't verbatim tell you nothing he said on this song, but all I can remember from that Mac Miller song is just the actual instruments of the song that was being played. Just had me like, damn, this is a good song, but the instruments is just ridiculous. But Jack Harlow was rapping his white ass off on that goddamn Tranquility song. Jack Harlow was rapping like shit on that song. I'm not gonna hold you. So shout out to Jack Harlow. Rest in peace to Mac Miller. Those was two of my standouts for Friday. And then my man Giveon made me look like a genius, because me and Marcus was having an argument 2 weeks ago, and we was talking about Leon Thomas, and I was talking about Giveon, and we were just arguing about R&B. And then my man Giveon, because sometimes out of sight, out of mind, Giveon ain't put out no music in a minute. Then he graced the world with a feature from, and this was the same gentleman, one of the gentlemen who was on the song with Quavo a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Quavo did the country song and people was giving hell trying to say Quavo was falling off. So if you on Apple Music, you can go into the R&B section, or you can go into the country section. Or the pop section. And this gentleman name is the Giveon is on his song and his album is about to come out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this white man may got me sold. His name is Ted Swims or Teddy Swims. I don't know how he pronounces his name because I'm just getting familiar with him. This is my second song from hearing from him. The first one was the one with him and Quavo was on, and is this one with Giveon. And this one with Giveon so far in 2025. I know this is not this year is still very fresh. We're still in the first month, but I'm not gonna argue. So far, they have put out the R&B song of the year. I'm not because this is Giveon is one of them niggas. It be that voice that you be just like, bro. He be in that pocket, and when Giveon get in that pocket, when he be Giveon it, nigga, that shit was like, I was like, yeah. This is my man. This is why I was arguing for my man a couple of weeks ago, because Giveon is really him, dog. That song, I was like, yeah, I like that. So I'm definitely gonna check out when is his album supposed to come out? Do they got a release date for this junk? It's coming soon. Teddy Swift.
That shit was too short for me though.
What, the song?
Hell yeah.
It come out January 24th, so 2 weeks. It come out in 2 weeks.
God damn, like I don't like that.
But I mean, of course, the short songs is the streaming thing, because now you're gonna keep replaying it. You're gonna go back and listen to it. You're gonna play it again to kind of really just let it like, all right, let me really just keep. Because sometimes a song can be too long though. Like a song could be too long because you kind of never go. I'm not gonna go back to the song if the song is that like if it's OD long. And even when we talked about, remember when I kept saying, look, like, I know I played this song more than that. Why I only got a certain amount of streams? Because realistically, we don't know how the numbers go. So sometimes if the song too long, and if a bar or something catch you and you want to replay it back, it's like I don't necessarily know how they even count it. So I do think realistically, a lot of times with those,
yeah, but when it comes to my R&B, like I want, you know what I'm saying, like damn, I just got into it and then it's already over.
Yeah, but I mean, kind of even if you if you kind of wanted to,
like, you tease me.
No. If we put out,
because I don't even think Giveon gave a verse on it.
He did. He had a verse on that.
Maybe I'll listen to it again. I felt like that's why I said the joint was just so short.
Just real quick, but I mean, just but I get no before I move on. Just like I said, to put on my adult pants, it's just like, even if you're a man and you adding this to if you adding this to a sex playlist, it kind of helps stroke your ego. Like I couldn't have if I couldn't have a sex playlist with every song when they be in 5 minutes. Like if you count, like let's just sit here and say, if you counting, if you sit here trying to like use the song to like be like, damn, I've been in this box for a couple minutes, bro. If you're still only on the second song, that shit is y'all like gonna do. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna upset me a little bit. I'm being honest with you. I'm like, damn, I only been in this joke. Because I even look at it when I'm in the sauna, when I'm kind of like, all right, I'm gonna stay in the sauna for 6 songs. And then it get like, it be like, because my gym playlist, I got so many songs on there. If it hit one of them mid 2000 songs and this song like 5 minutes, like one of them old ass No Limit songs, and there's 7 niggas on this song, and you'll be in the gym, and because I leave my phone outside of the sauna, and I'll be like, bro, this song is long as shit. When is this song going off, dog? So I'm not mad at the songs that be like 2 minutes and like maybe 2 minutes and 30 seconds, because you never get tired of that song. It's kind of just like it constantly keep going. And I know we talked about the Scissor Joint a couple weeks ago, but I do want to, I'm not gonna lie, that 30 for 30 Joint, realistically, and I meant, because last week I was going to name it, I forgot how we got to somewhere else, and I ended up naming the episode last week something completely different. But when Kendrick Lamar had that that 30 for 30 verse, and he was just like, what's that nigga sit here and say, you dating niggas who think they're prettier than you? Oh, and like, don't come with the extra shit after that, because I wanted to own that part. Like, I wanted to, like, Kendrick, you saying that's like a slight, I don't give, fuck you, nigga. Yeah, I do think I'm prettier than some of these bitches. You absolutely right. But then he comes with the most disrespectful shit right after that. That nigga come in with the, oh, he get on his period before you. Oh, I'm like, all right, now, bitch, I can't even sit here and be like, oh, I like this me, or he Kendrick talk about me on this song because you come very disrespectful for the next bar. Like, you can't even let the niggas who really think that they prettier than some of these weak ass jumps, you can't even let niggas live off of that verse. He comes soon, like really, he like, dude, as soon as you kind of want to throw your hands up and like, yeah, Kendrick, you talk about me, I think I'm prettier than these bitches, and then he be like, oh, he come on this period, next to you, and then you be like, all right, this nigga, he got it. He just ruined the whole fucking song for me now. But shout out to Kendrick Lamar and SZA on that one. And I guess realistically,